Hi guys, it's me. It's my third vlog. What I was going to pretty much talk about today is going to be vitamins. Everything that you're going to need to take and do post-op after you take and you make the decision to get the bariatric sleeve, or you get the bariatric surgery, you get a gastric sleeve, sorry. Usually, I'll take and I'll point this out, if you're going to go through it, your doctor's going to give you something like this, which is just going to take and basically give you the rundown of everything you're going to need. First thing I'm going to talk about is where I got some of my vitamins. Now, I've got this. This is Centrium. I know it's backwards, I'm sorry. It's Centrium Chewables. So I had this, I tried it, just to see if I like it, and it's really not too bad. I mean, of course you're going to have a little bit of a chalky taste, but, it's actually pretty good. The most important thing about what you get with your vitamin is they want you to take and they want you to make sure that you've got 200% of your RDA for your iron, and then you've got, pretty much 36 milligrams is what they want you to have in iron. Now, also what they want you to do is they want you to have folic acid, which is 800. Then they want you to have theramine, and that's supposed to be 3 milligrams of theramine. So, basically when you take and you get your vitamin, we used to think that most times you can just do the serving size, which is just 1 tablet a day. But whenever you take and you do this, you've got to actually read you've got to actually read the back and make sure that you're getting the vitamins that you need, because essentially if you don't get the vitamins that you need after getting a sleeve or getting, let's say a bypass, you can have a lot of negative effects on your body. So, I mean, for instance, you can lose your hair, you can lose the calcium, you can lose protein, and that's like the biggest thing that they take and they talk about is protein before you get this done. So I got this from Amazon. I think I spent under $10 on it, and pretty much Amazon has everything that you want to see for what's in the vitamin. They have pictures of it, so that really helps. Also, another thing that you're going to have to take pretty much for the rest of your life, I skipped, sitting there just searching around, and I just got the Bariatric Advantage, which basically when you go through the process, you'll have it to where the nutritionist would tell you what to take, and mine gave me a sample so I could taste it and see how it was, to see if it was even tolerable. They're about this size. They're like the size of a Starburst. Okay, and what I got was a caramel flavor. And, when you're going through this, if you want to take and buy ahead, because I know a lot of people do, you buy calcium citrate. You want to avoid the carbonate, which would be in, like, Caltrate, Tums, because they have a tendency of making you bloat. So if you're getting a bypass or if you're getting the sleeve, bloating will be really uncomfortable for you because it will just make your stomach try to expand. So that's something that you don't want to do. Now, I bought these from Amazon. I bought 2 of them at a time. That way I had like a 120-day supply, because you're going to have to take these 3 times a day. So I bought these for about $13 a bag. They fluctuate. Everything from Amazon you can actually subscribe to in Prime, and if you do that, you'll save probably up to 30 to 40 cents per order. So that's something to keep in mind. Also, something else is you're going to have to take vitamin D3. So you're going to have to take that pretty much every day. That's essential for you. Now, you're supposed to get 300 milligrams of this a day. Now, when you go through any of these vitamins that you're pretty much going to be taking, that 300 milligrams of this a day. This is what you're supposed to be taking. So you go back over to here and you look at your multivitamin. Now, you're probably going to be taking 2 of your multivitamins. Okay, so right here, vitamin D. So that's 400 I use in this. Okay, so you figure you're taking 2 of these a day, so that's going to be 800. And then you're going to be taking however many of this that you need. You're supposed to be taking at least 3,000. So you've kind of just got to do the math in your head, or, figure the math out of what you're supposed to be taking a day. And, hopefully you'll break even. Now, I think even the, I've got to look it back up, but I think even the Bariatric Advantage, I think they even have vitamin D in these too. So it's just all pretty much a balancing game. You're also got to take vitamin B12. My tabs aren't here yet, but I think I've got 500s. Now this is like the sublingual where you're supposed to put it underneath your tongue and it pretty much dissolves. Now they also offer an injection that you can get from your primary care doctor, which is 1,000 milligrams a month. And sorry, that's my daughter. So you can get that for 1,000 a month, and then they also have the 500 nasal spray, which is once a week, which is pretty much either by your bariatric provider or by your primary. So that would be something to take. And also, they give you this fun little schedule that they want you to start taking this stuff right after you first have surgery. Everything's got to be a chewable. Okay, I can't emphasize that enough. Everything's got to be a chewable because your body's not going to be able to break down tablets. I mean, especially if it's the hard tablets like most multivitamins are. You've got to, like, you got to take the chewables. And then it's supposed to be 6 months after surgery. You can go back to capsules. So, I mean, because that's how I am, I prefer having capsules. And I was on a prenatal for the longest time, and I'm still taking that prenatal now because it's like so chock full of good vitamins and everything for you. Like I said, pretty much your life is going to be vitamins. And this is actually one of my other cases. I've got a smaller case which I just pop in my pocketbook for when I'm at work, and I just take my vitamins when I need to. This one, I bought this one because it's bigger and I can fit my calcium chews in this. So I wind up going to my local dollar store, and I bought this at my local dollar store. So I'm really happy about that. And they have different colors and everything. I just chose green because it was the first one on the shelf. I really didn't care. Also, something that you need to realize is they really push protein because protein pretty much makes everything. Okay, for the most part of your diet, you're probably going to be pretty much just doing protein. In fact, before they take and they even do surgery, they recommend you drink a protein shake pretty much every morning and eventually work your way up to having 2 protein shakes a day. Now, this is Premier Protein. If you're a Costco member, you can go and you can get these pre-mades at Costco for about $23.99, I believe, and it's about $18 per case. So I pretty much, I get this. Oh yeah? Sorry. So it's pretty much $18 per case. So, I mean, even in your protein, you've got vitamin D in your protein, and you've got iron in your protein shake. So, I mean, this is good. I really like this. I tend to stick with the chocolate because I tried the strawberries and cream, and the strawberries and cream to me was really chalky, and I really didn't care for it. I've also got another protein another protein powder, which is called Pure Protein. And what you have to take and you have to look for with your protein is pretty much you have to make sure that your protein, I'm sorry, I'm getting another paper. You have to make sure that your protein is 100% protein. Here's your supplement list. So, I mean, I do have another protein in there, but my table's only so big. So, pretty much like Designer Whey, Advantage Edge, GNC Lean Shake, IsoPure Zero Carb, IsoPure Plus, Organic Protein, and Premier Protein, Pure Protein, Extreme Smoothie. Now, pretty much all these, they're saying that you can either buy at GNC Vitamin Shops. There's Designer Whey, that's at Safeway, Trader Joe's, GNC, Vitamin Shop, Rite Aid, and Target. The Advanced Edge Carb, that is at CVS, Giant, Harris Teeter, Safeway, Sam's Club, Shoppers, Target, Walgreens, Walmart online. Like I said, I use the Premier. Like I said, I go to Costco and I get this. And that's at Costco, Sam's Club, BJ's, Giant, Safeway, Food Lion, Walmart online. So, this is everything that you pretty much you get all this stuff whenever you go through the process. But I'm just letting you kind of know a head start of what you're pretty much going to be getting. You're going to be spending quite a bit on just to keep you okay, just to keep you where you need to be. Now, the whole thing about, this is, I talked to a girlfriend. She had gotten the bypass surgery. And when I talked to her about this, like, the biggest thing is that when you're getting your protein, you want to make sure that it's pretty much 100% protein, because they have cheap protein out there. I know you're probably thinking that you go to a store and you're buying protein and you're probably paying like either 20 to 30 bucks for one of those big tubs, and you're thinking, oh, this isn't cheap protein. No, they have like certain things in protein that's a filler, so I mean it won't break down in your system and your body won't absorb it, because every day, guess what, you've got to make sure that you get 60 to 80 grams of protein a day. You've got to, because everything in your body is made from protein. Your skin, your hair, your muscles, everything is made from protein. So they really emphasize that point that you've got to get your protein in. Also, they really emphasize the point that you've got to get your water in a day. That you've got to have 64 ounces of water, which is pretty much the standard 8 glasses. Now, the whole thing with that is that after your stomach shrinks, and I really can't say from experience because I haven't been through it yet, but after your stomach shrinks is that it takes a lot for you to take and get your 64 ounces in. It's not like I wake up in the morning and I have this big huge cup, which is probably about 32 ounces, and I just chug that cup. I just drink that, and I know I've got half my water in for the day. And they said that it's really hard because you can't do that anymore, that you've just got to carry something around with you, and you've got to continuously sip every day. Also, another thing is that they recommend that you just keep chewing and chewing and chewing and chewing. That you've got to pretty much chew your food to a consistency of baby food. Now, like I've been practicing that, and it takes me longer to eat dinner, but it's kind of like one of those necessary things that you've got to do that. So after everything, after you get the surgery, you're pretty much going to be on a liquid diet for I think about a week, and then you go to a pureed diet for about I think 3 weeks. And I've got everything here in my folder about what you've got to do, your process, and all that fun stuff. And pretty much what you're going to do is it's going to be vitamins, and trying to make sure that you get your food in. So yeah, I can say this is that what I turned around and did, because you're going to be getting a ton of information, and depending on how much you're going to go through, of like your time length, of whether it's going to be 3 months or 6 months or a year, I suggest getting a fun-filled binder. Yes, I still have the original thing on it, and I didn't doodle all over it like I usually would. You get a fun-filled binder, because this right here, this is just 3 months of information. Now, most insurances don't do 3 months. Most insurances are 6 months to a year. By the grace of God, I got lucky with my insurance, and my insurance is covering everything. So it's pretty much just, yeah, this is everything you're going to go through. So you get a ton of nutrition guidelines. You wind up taking, and they talk about how you've got to eat afterwards, and that's nutrition guidelines. Then you go through how physical you're supposed to be afterwards. Then you go through, you go through a ton. And I'm gonna let you know this is that if you're considering bariatric surgery, if you think that you can get like a lap band, most places don't do lap bands anymore. I know a lot of people still think about doing lap band, but the whole thing is that lap band, they don't do it. At least my doctor didn't, and I go to. Do you want to make an appearance? Is that what you keep fussing about? You want to make an appearance? Come here, you stinky. Okay. There we go. Are you happy now? Are you happy? Say hi. Yay, Ripley. Yay, Ripley. Okay, don't bang the table. So, pretty much, they're just gonna be talking to you about everything that you're gonna go through. They're gonna pretty much probably most likely give you two options, which is either gonna be bypass surgery or it's gonna be the sleeve. I don't think a whole lot of places do the lap band anymore because the biggest concern is that they've had such a high failure rating for people with banding that they don't do banding. Like, I have several friends that have went through this process. I had a girlfriend who went and she got the banding, and it was like she wound up taking, and she was supposed to get in what they call the green zone. Now, the green zone is supposed to take and restrict your stomach, and it's supposed to like give you a stomach about the size of an apple. Now, if you never get into the green zone, that means that you're technically never going to feel that full feeling whenever you eat. So it's like she was sitting there telling me that they would fill her band, and it was like she would drink some water, and as soon as she couldn't drink water anymore, that's when they knew that her band was where it needed to be. But she never got into what they call that green zone. So pretty much when that happened, it really didn't help her too much in losing weight. She lost a little bit of weight, but she didn't lose as much weight as the doctor was anticipating. And then I had another friend who wound up taking and getting the band, and she lost over 80 pounds doing the band. And she like stuck really strict to it, and all that fun stuff. And then I know somebody else who had the sleeve, and now she's currently pregnant. So it's kind of like, I'm curious into talking to her because well, I guess not sadly, but this one, I don't anticipate this one being my last one. But after you take and you get the sleeve or you get surgery, they recommend you not get pregnant for at least 18 months after the procedure. That way you can make sure that you have your body in check and what your body needs and how you can eat. So yeah, pretty much, gonna wait for quite a while. So yeah, you it's just a process. So I mean, I'm pretty sure that if you're somebody that's interested in doing this, you'll be fine. Hopefully next vlog I won't have company, but you don't know. Hopefully next vlog I won't have company, and I will be able to tell you when surgery is going to be, and hopefully I'll be able to have a decent internet connection, and I'll be able to do a vlog or whichever from the hospital. I probably will do another one before this, just sitting there talking about the pre-op doctor appointments. Like I said, just going through my regular doctor appointments and them doing everything they can to take and make sure everything's going to be okay for me. So pretty much it's going to be sorry, my hair is crazy. So pretty much it's going to be, they're just going to check your liver, they're going to check your functions, they're going to do all that stuff. It's a given. So yeah. All right. Oh, yeah, something else I should say is that you're going to be going through a sleep study, so they want to make sure that you don't have sleep apnea, and I'm somebody that I don't have any sleep apnea, and they're also going to take and most likely give you an endoscopy to see if you're somebody that suffers from GERD, because if you suffer from GERD or if you have a lot of acid reflux, most likely they're not going to give you a sleeve. They're going to take and do a bypass completely. That way you don't have that acid coming back up in your throat and burning your esophagus. So, like I said, I think I've rambled on long enough, and hopefully I will see you guys next week. Bye.